Okay, so in this video we're going to do a little bit of troubleshooting with the MH003 pellet stove auger motor by Midwest Hearth. One of the common things we'll hear is that it's humming but not rotating, especially if you've gone through the process of reversing the direction of the motor by flipping the magnet and reassembling it. And now it just kind of hums, or you can hear a faint electrical noise, but it's not actually rotating. So we've got one here as an example. Again, a good way to test these is to be able to hook it up to a 110 volt electrical source. We've made a little cheater wire here at the shop to aid us in doing that. So I'm just going to hook this up. Orientation does not matter as far as positive and negative. I'll just turn on the power here, and you can hear it, but the actual shaft itself is not rotating. And if you look at the spindle inside, which is supposed to be spinning, that also is not moving. So something's hung up there that's preventing it from going. So I'm going to turn off the power. We're going to remove the leads, and we'll see what's going on here. Almost always something is not perfectly flat, and it's causing the spindle in here to hang up. So we're just going to simply take our trusty nut driver and take off the two black screws that are holding the bearing cap. Like so. Pop that off, and oh, well, I guess it's good that happened. Usually we try not to take this out, but this will be a perfect example to show you. You just slide it right back in there. You want to make sure it's depressed all the way in. Give it a little clockwise turn to make sure it's spinning. And we always want to make sure this is spinning freely. Everything here appears to be seated really well, so we won't disassemble down that far, but you could certainly reseat this if necessary as well. But my guess is it's the bearing cap here. So I'm going to make sure that it's all the way down and we're not getting any gaps. And then we're going to pop the screws back in. And in reassembling here, we're just going to make sure that we're tightening them equally so that we don't accidentally over-tighten one side over the other. That's what is most commonly the issue. If you can imagine a tube inside of a tube, if you take that outermost tube and you tilt it just slightly, that inner tube is going to hit the inside walls of the other tube, and that's the same theory here. So I'm just tightening equally. Again, we don't have to crank down on these, just make them nice and snug. I can see this is moving, so that's good. And I'm going to re-hook it up to the electrical source. Power's off. Hook up the leads. Turn the power back on. And it's still not moving. So we're going to... there. Now it's spinning. So I had over-tightened the left nut just a little bit. It's still snug. I had just given it one too much of a turn. Still spinning. So now we want to make sure that I can turn off the power. Get it installed in the stove and then turn the power back on, and still spinning. So that's really what it was. It was just a tightening problem. Generally from the factory, it's a non-issue, but if you reversed the direction and flipped the motor, that's during the reassembly a time that can happen. Or honestly, sometimes just in the shipping to you, the end user, UPS tossing around the box just a little bit too much. Maybe it got something a little jostled. It's just a matter of playing with this a little bit to get it to spin. 99% of the units we get back, we can actually play with a little bit and get them running again. So don't give up. It's a pretty easy fix to get that spinning again if you hear the humming. I hope that helps you guys. Thank you very much.